Hello everybody, this is Diane. Well, you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men. Yeah, so my plan was to have a few hours in here today, and I did have enough time to get a lot done in this one signature. But then my mother called and I needed to go get a prescription for my dad and help them out with some stuff, so I'm back in here now, and I don't mind. I don't mind at all. They know they're to call on me whenever they need anything. But it was just, I didn't get to stay home all day today like I was hoping. But I'm glad I can be of service to my parents. So anyway, I'm pretty sure this is the journal I'm going to keep. And I worked on this one so I would kind of have an idea of where to go with the other ones. I didn't get to do anything in the second signature, so I'm just going to take this signature and work on this, using this as a guide. So the first thing I did on this page was to stamp one of my new Tim Holtz stamps that I got myself for Christmas. I have a stack of stamps over here next to me. I want to use some of my newer grungy kind of stamps. I just don't know what I did with the block. I guess I used this block. This is VersaFine Clair Fallen Leaves. So this is the set of stamps that it is. It looks like stitching and then the threads got tangled up. Somebody has a real issue with their sewing machine. This is just called Stitches from Tim Holtz, Stampers Anonymous. Whoops. Hit my light pole. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of crochet, vintage crochet. This has a lot of threads hanging on it. So we're going to cut them a little bit shorter, but I'll leave some of them. There's a lot of thread. And I'll just glue that there. And that's all I did so far on that. I don't think I did anything to this page. Nope. This is just a cutoff piece that I put in as a page. And I'm going to make a little pocket here. I could just leave the whole thing on there because it's a small page. It could hang off the edges of the page. This is a Tim Holtz stamp too. Okay, now I'm going to put a little ticket in there. I have some copy dyed tickets here. And some digital pieces. I have some grungy digital pieces. So you can write on the back of those little things if you want to, or use them to embellish other pages. And on this page, I'm going to just clip some sort of image there. I think I have one here. Yeah, this one. I'm using the, what did I say? Fallen Leaves ink instead of my vintage photo. Just crumple it up a little bit. And I'll use one of my teeny tiny paper clips. I looked for small paper clips. I think I actually typed tiny paper clips on Amazon, thinking I would get this size. And I liked the copper, so I ordered it, and look at the difference. It's really tiny. But very cute. Before I proceed, let me just show you about this. So I did, as I said, one signature, and I don't even know if it's finished. I might do some stamping, and I don't think I'll add anything to it because it's pretty thick. This one I don't have anything done to yet, nothing added, and it's already pretty fat. So I'm not sure. I might take some pages out. Once I have this one all done, I might take pages out of each signature and then make a third signature, because I think I'm going to have to make a bigger spine than I thought I would anyway, because I can't stop adding stuff. There's so much I want to add to these. So I think it might work better to have 3 signatures. We shall see. Oh, this one gets one of these painted pages. And I'm going to add one of these really distressed playing cards. And another Grungy digital. And I'm going to add an eyelet to that. So I added an eyelet to the one I put in my journal, and I opened this box upside down. So all of these pieces fell into the lid and everything's all mixed up. So I'll have to correct that later. So I put the eyelet on my tool, and then the tag, and then the washer. And then this holds everything right where it needs to go. And I'll use another paper clip here. And I'll probably put something through the hole there when I do finishing details. I get to use one of my stamps on this page. So this one is not a Tim Holtz stamp. It is Tailor Made Journals. I guess I'll use this one. Then I'll clip these back on. I want to make sure that I use vintage items in these journals, so I'm going to add a vintage cigarette card to this page. And they're in this little drawer set that I can't take the drawers out very easily, so I'll just paw through them right here. Cigarette card. I can put this lady one in. Lady Feversham. And another tiny paper clip. then I'll stamp some more stitching here. I can use a longer stamp for this. I'll go down the edge. I have some little offering envelopes. I want to add one, and oh, here it is. They're very small. So I want to open because I want to put something in there. There. So I believe I found a calling card to put in mine, or one of these small cards in here. Perfect. It's very pretty. Okay, next, I think I'll have to sew these cards on because they don't want to stay glued, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to sew on this old paper. But I'm going to give it a try because I glued this on and it's already coming off. So I'm not going to do that on camera. I sewed it on. Well, I guess I'll put it over on this side. It'll be a pocket. So I'm just going to clip it on for now. And then I did this in a different video, and that's on this page. So let's see what we can do here. Start with a fabric cluster, if I have one small enough. And I have another one of these circles stamped. It's a number that was glued onto something and then torn off. My little box of stars. and you can write something in these spaces on that circle. I think that's it for that page. That's it for that page. All right, I just want to grunge this page up a little bit and stencil on it. Okay, I just inked around the edges. I crumpled it up and inked a little more. And I stenciled these dots with Vintage Photo and this alphabet with black soot. And I did some of these X's to help fill in some more of the space. And now I'm going to take one of these Foreign Currency pieces that I'm not sure if I got them in a Happy Mail or if I got them in a box of stuff at the flea market. I'm just gonna staple one right here. I'm looking to see if I have a little label. Don't see one. Thought I had some. There's that page. scrapbook paper page, I can add several pockets here. So I have this one that I made. This is a die cut, which I showed before, craft cardstock, and then I sprayed it with 2 different colors of Distress Oxide spray. That looks decent. So you can see I tore around that. See if I can do that again. Perfect. And I thought that this looked a little bit flat and plain, and you probably can't see it on camera, but I did stamp some text there with a brown color, but it doesn't show up much. But it's enough to give it some texture, visual texture. It'll show up better on this lighter cardstock, because I think I used my Stampin' Up! Ink. That one. And this is the text that I used. You can't even read it. This is a Inkadoo stamp. I've had it for years and years. Doesn't have a name on it. It's still light. I think maybe that is an old ink pad, so it might not be very full, but I'm gonna do it again so I can fill this in. And you won't even be able to tell because this intricate pattern will be on top. You won't be able to tell that I've double stamped it. Just want some fill in the middle there. That's better. Now it's going to take me a while to apply the glue to this piece. I'll be using this because it's got the small nozzle, and I don't know why it started pulling out every time I take the cap off. Then I will sew this on and add one of my vintage, the tags that I made with the vintage book, and some sprays on the back. Well, this is the box that came with the offering envelopes. That would be an interesting pocket. This edge was overcooked when I dyed the paper to tear it. So for this one, I didn't sew it to the page, but I sewed around it and then glued it on. So I don't think I need to do that because it's got the black outline already printed on it. And I have this mossy oak tag that I found on the ground. I don't know if I'll put that in there though, because this is pretty thick too. And I'll put something else in there. Not sure what at this point. I want to put something up there. These are all things that I stamped and cut out. Let's see what's in here. Things that look grungy. Hey, what I went in there looking for was something like this or this. But I could tuck this in this pocket too. Now this is the old envelope. Let me see if I have another one right here that I can make a tuck spot with. This one is John A. Biles, Factoryville, Wyoming County, Pennsylvania. This one is Miss Dell Biles, Homet's Ferry, Bradford County, Pennsylvania. my friend Debbie, that I just had lunch with yesterday, and I go we go on jaunts together, sometimes with her husband, which is fun, but he's a farmer and can't always get away. They live in Hommetsbury in Wyalusing, Pennsylvania. So this is kind of torn up, but I think I will leave it attached to the back just to give it a little more stability, and I will sew it to a piece of scrapbook paper like that. And I'll have to cut some of it off because it's too wide. It's just going to be a little pocket. Oh, I forgot. This is a tuck spot, and I had it on sideways. I didn't have to tear it. Too late now. So I'm going to sew this down, and you'll still be able to see all this raggedy goodness on that end. You won't see much of the scrapbook paper, though. So I will sew this, and then... Did I sew it to the paper? No. I'll glue it to the paper. And then, this is one of the Victorian pieces that needed repair. So I glued it to coffee dyed paper and put a little strip of washi tape on it. And I have some more here to look at. I thought this was a good place to use these because we're doing grungy. I think I like this because you can see a little bit of the floral pattern in that hole. And this is just paper, and it's got a crack right there, so it will probably get ragged, which is what I'm hoping for. So all of these will be combined here. So I've got some sewing to do for this page. This is the Italian book page. I didn't do anything to that. And I didn't do anything to this page. going to stamp a little bit on this. This is a Tim Holtz stamp. I don't know what set it came from. I'm not going to look right now because I'm running short of time. And I think this one is from the same set. Now here, I'm going to make a belly band out of this strip of paper. And I don't know what this came wrapped around, but it's got these little cherub-like figures in silhouette. It was wrapped around something. This says Nabisco soda crackers right there. Yep. So I just glued it to a piece of cardstock. But I left the end loose so I could wrap it around just for another grungy detail. And I'll tuck one of these pages in here. And something you can write on. This is a fly leaf from a vintage book. then I have this page from the reader, which I think is this journal that we're working in. And I need a ledger page. I only have one more page to work on, and I know I'm running out of time, but I want to add a piece of crochet again and a milk bottle cap. I probably have already run out of time. So I will sew this on and then glue this. And what else did I do? Oh, I just added a paper cluster. And then that's it. No, not this. This page. It's this. Here. And then the paper cluster here. It doesn't really matter. I'm just following the plan of the other book. If I put something in the wrong place, it's going to be fine. And I'll just glue that there. We made these paper clusters in a different video. Okay, one signature. Not done, but close to it. Thank you for your patience with me here today as I fumbled around. I was in the zone when my mother called. And I'm going to a library sale tomorrow with my daughter-in-law. Tomorrow's Saturday. And I don't know if I'll work in here or not. It depends. So I could work in my own journal on Saturday because that's not really work, right? It's doing something for myself. So whatever I do, I'll get back to these journals, and I'm having so much fun. I don't want to stop right now, but I have to. And I will see you in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye.